Deep in the remote Kimberley region of northwest Australia, on sandstone walls baked by the tropical sun, there are figures that have been making experts uncomfortable for over a century. They are slender, graceful, and unnervingly sophisticated, and nobody, not archaeologists, not geneticists, not the most determined researchers on Earth, can say with absolute certainty who made them. These are the Gwion Gwion. The figures are typically slender, highly ornamented human forms adorned with tassels, elaborate headdresses, armbands, and ceremonial objects. The paint should be gone. The rock face is exposed to monsoonal rain's blistering heat, thousands of years of erosion, and yet the colors are vivid. Many of the paintings survive because they've been colonized by bacteria and fungi, a living biofilm that essentially replaced the original paint, preserving the art across deep time. Even the rock itself is keeping the secret. The Gwion paintings are dotted across approximately 100,000 sites spread over 50,000 square kilometers. They are thought to be at least 17, perhaps more than 25,000 years old. Compare that to Egyptian hieroglyphs, a mere 5. All zero. And yet, despite their scale, their age, and more than a century of investigation, the central question remains stubbornly open. Who were the artists? The name Bradshaw derives from pastoralist Joseph Bradshaw, who first recorded the paintings in 1891. When he stumbled across dancing, mulberry-colored figures on a rock shelter, he was mesmerized. They looked like no rock art he had seen before. That reaction set off speculation that never fully stopped. The paintings were thought at the time to be too advanced to have been made by Aborigines, a 19th century linear worldview in which sophisticated art meant foreign artists. That framing kept resurfacing. Amateur archaeologist Graham Walsh worked in the Kimberley from 1977 until his death in 2007, producing a database of 1.5 million rock art images. Nobody had mapped the paintings more obsessively, but Walsh also brought a theory that detonated the field. He suggested the art was produced during a pre-Aboriginal erudite epoch by an ethnic group who had arrived from Indonesia, only to be displaced by the ancestors of present-day Aboriginal people. What made his argument seductive was a genuine puzzle. The first iteration of Gwion Gwion art is the most sophisticated and beautifully painted. Art usually evolves toward complexity. This didn't. Walsh took that intriguing anomaly and turned it into a wedge with real consequences. During conservative government in Australia in the 1990s and 2000s, his research received high-profile media attention, and the disassociation of Aboriginal people from the paintings played into the hands of those wishing to undermine Aboriginal land claims. The archaeological community pushed back hard. Statistical analysis concluded the art shares no stylistic attributes with prehistoric figurative art overseas and has more in common with art found elsewhere in Australia. Walsh's theories have been challenged, refuted exhaustively, and are now generally discredited. So what does indigenous oral tradition say? When early European travelers questioned local elders about the painting's origins, the elders explained that the images were created by the sacred Gwion Gwion birds, which pecked at the stone until their beaks bled, painting the walls with their own blood. Early outsiders heard that and concluded the Aboriginal people didn't know who made them. They were wrong about what they were hearing. It was allegory, not ignorance. In 1992, senior Ngarinyan lawmen decided to reveal and document evidence of their culture's origins to secure native title rights. The elders revealed how Gwion Gwion rock art and Wunan law of blood and land are inseparable and still alive at the heart of Ngarinyin culture. In 2003, they won a native title claim, in which the High Court of Australia recognized the aboriginality of the artworks. The question of authorship, legally and in mainstream archaeology, is settled. The question of age is not. Wasp nest dating places most Gwion motifs between 11,500 and 12,700 years ago. Other estimates, based on depicted megafauna and the age of the Australian baobab, push the date far older. The range stretches from 12 Kaan years to possibly 70 Taono. That is not a small margin of error. That is the entire span of recorded human civilization twice over. We live in an era of genome sequencing, satellite imaging, and particle accelerators aimed at cave walls. And we still cannot answer the most basic question about some of the most remarkable art on Earth. Not because we haven't tried, but because the mystery is genuinely, stubbornly hard. The Gwion Gwion figures keep dancing on their walls, decorated, graceful, suspended mid-motion, as if they know something we don't. If this kind of unresolved mystery is what you're here for, subscribe. There are more walls like this one, and more questions science hasn't cracked yet. Drop in the comments. Do you think we'll ever know who the Gwion Gwion artists really were?